And so we are back with Sigmundius Blob. New area, new things to paint. Ow. Don't deal what you can't take, boy. And in case you were... Ugh, hair. In case you were wondering... no. Big ink tanks do not count as two colored parts for mixing colors. Because that would be annoying, then it would always have to include a small one if you want to mix. This area feels like it was almost intentionally designed to be frustrating to deal with. Okay, any paint color, huh? Well then, let's free him up. So is the next level the one because I'm thinking about a certain level with a certain amount of verticality going on. Wow, this is tight just because of how much you have to do. That works fine with the Wiimote because you just get to shake, and that's a lot easier to do. And I think it's a lot more liberal with how many pinpoints you slam in. Again, everything is so shiny in this game. Seriously, what the fuck was the design document? Sorry for being quiet. Just today, it's not been very good lately. Not getting in the kind of way that I want to discuss on at least the Blob, because, like I said, I kind of want to make this a show of smiles. It's a fun game. It's a fun, happy-go-lucky game. So why ruin it by being like, hey, real life. This is where we leave real life at the door. Thank you very much. S'il vous plaît. It's also the game where we tell the professor to just shush and point him to the door. Although the shader kind of freaked out there for a second. I was like, what do I do? What's a video game? How do I video game? And the answer was in his heart all along. Yay. Oh! Oh, my butt. That was my butt. You can just jump that, you know? Okay, let's get a good view of this place. Oh, well, you're just taking me straight to the mission, huh? So how many styles have we picked up? Because I don't think we've picked up any styles by now. Oh, I picked up a lot of them. I guess I just kind of picked them up without noticing. This one looks like a tight one. Where the hell did you go? No, seriously, where the hell did he go? That floor doesn't go anywhere! Did my good man B just vanish? tight one. Hey, there's no transformer here. This is usually where they put one. Any color, any lots of it. Oh. Or we become Super Blob and let the color speak for itself. I am Super Blob. I got all the trees. Super Blob. Oh my god, that's so much score. Big points for big boys. I'm rich. I'm stinking rich. Actually, I'm gonna put a little asterisk there. I'm rich in points. I don't think I can buy anything at the shop with points. I like to imagine that there's like a lady behind the desk and she's like, Blob, I know you do a lot of good for us, but I need money. And then he starts quoting like veteran rights or something. Like, I'm a veteran. I fought for this country. I have a right to free dinner. Well, technically it's lunch, sir. So you don't have a right to this in particular. Take care of these handsome boys. And or girls, I do not judge. I like to imagine Gradients have moved on from that. I really think that if we got a reboot, they would be like, yeah, it doesn't matter. Like, they don't give a shit. Like, it's not that they don't have it, it's that they don't care anymore. They're beyond it. Unlike most people who want to make a big deal out of it, they're like, what are you talking about? What's your deal? Like, wouldn't Utopia be that not being a deal? Is the thing that always gets me. If everyone's like, oh, they're so progressive, they've moved on, and it's like, they haven't moved on. They've just accepted your particular definition of what moving on looks like, which is not moving on. If anything, it's embracing the distinction. Wasn't that the whole point? Wasn't the whole point of Star Wars that the Stormtroopers were bad? It's like, yes. Color from above. You can't say death. Can't say death in a video game. That's for kids. You know, for kids. Well, those Inkins really cost a pretty buck. I don't want to get out of here before I die. The color in these areas is very localized, I've noticed. It's so small now. But yeah, man. Like, in my eyes, if a society has moved on from that kind of stuff, it wouldn't care anymore. Like, it wouldn't have those things. Like, it's not that they wouldn't have it. I imagine that they just don't adhere to any value to it. Like, this is... The reason I'm so... Like, this is not how this would work is... The reason a lot of people are currently adhering a lot of value to their gender and shit is because there's a lot of hostility going on between everyone, you know? So it's like, hey, I'm proud of what I am, and I'm gonna stand against you is kind of how they're doing this. Like, they're not... Okay. Sure. That's a button I can push. They're not saying that they're loud and proud because, you know, because they're planning to make your kids gay, or because they legitimately feel that, but it's a lot more of, hey, I'm not just gonna go away because you call me a word. But if that's the case, then logically, if that isn't a problem, wouldn't you not be pointing it out anymore? Then it's like, oh, I'm gay. And it's like, okay, no one cares. No one cares because it's not a big deal anymore. Wouldn't that be the situation? Like, why would it be the other way around? Like, if people have moved on beyond it, if they have accepted it into their flesh and bones, like, that's the thing, right? Is like, you have to point it out for it to be a case. Like, the color of your skin doesn't make your gender, you know? So it's like, okay, but you kind of have to point out to literally everyone that that's the case for them to even notice. So you're the one making a big deal now. I don't know. I'm probably just thinking too hard on the specifics of how this would work. Oh wow, you can unliven trees. Cool, I got all the radians. Wow. You know, I was really certain this level would be hard to get the radians on. Because, you know, it's a pretty expansive level. There's a lot going on. There's a lot of levels of verticality going on and shit. But yeah, man, if you want to make a progressive society, just don't do it. Don't invent 15 genders just to have people not give a shit. It's a very specific paint job you want here, madam. But I can see where you're coming from with this design. And that's like omitting like species that don't have like gendered like this is the thing, right? Like this is the thing that I never get past is okay, you have a species and they have genders, but they don't have dimorphism. So the men and women, the only difference is where the baby goes and where the baby comes from. And at that point, I'm like, okay, that species wouldn't have that because there's no way for them to. Because people make tribes because there are differences they can tell, or because it's weird. Oh, Blob makes all these little splats appear. But yeah, it's like if the species doesn't have it, you're gonna have to find something else for them to judge on. I like how you're just letting me do all the work here. It's like, are you guys even able to handle yourself without me? Like, there's a subtle difference between I need your help, Blob, and oh my god, Blob, we can't do this without you, Blob. What are those? Are those ink spewers or ink throwers or something? This is a lot of time I'm getting. I wonder where my timer's at right now. A lot. Oh, we need all the combinations, huh? Yeah, but I don't know which one's which, so... That's Blurple. That's Blurple. Ha! Blurple! So green is the cannon, I assume. Next up, after this I want to pick up yellow first so I can use yellow. Ah, Blurple! Actually, it's Bleen, which stands for blue-green. You might say, that's cyan. And to you I say, oh, you're such a buzzkill. Don't be such a buzzkill. Life's never been about color, man. I'm not orange. I'm not blorange. I forgot to pick up some bled. You can't be blorange if you're not bled. And then I gotta pick up that style. Man, this place is jamming. that all the challenges? Okay, I got landmarks. And I got it in one. There's one more challenge, and it's our good old fab Blinky. It's also one style I have yet to pick up. I wouldn't know where that style is. I think I'll give it a go to find it. And the fun park! You guys have a fun park and returned to a weapons facility? What? How can they put the camera in the pipe with you? And it really doesn't work in like the full, because this is a game made for the Wii. I imagine it was designed for 4x3 instead of 16:9. Wait, I missed a challenge somewhere? Okay, so we don't want to push that because I don't care about that right now. Yeah, we still got a challenge to do, I guess. Where am I going? Over here, I guess. You know, I don't get why this game doesn't just stop the timer when you're at this point in the game. It's like, okay, you've done everything. Why does the game still have a timer? Like, at this point, you beat the area. There's no reason for the timer to still be here. I want to keep my eye open for that last style. Those count against my color amount? I guess maybe. I might even be a style down there now that I think about it. I think I know where this one is. And I know why. I think I remember why I forgot this one. It's because my brain was being dumb. Your head gets smart, but your brain gets dumb, kids. Why are you being this specific about things? Why must you be like this, Artie? Why couldn't you just be a person who likes things? Why couldn't you just be Neil Breen in the movie The Neil Breen? Is this challenges? We done? Yeah. Okay, we're gonna look for the final few paint spots. A few paintables. Oh, well, I guess I missed this wall. That's fair enough. There's something over there, but I don't know exactly. I think it's beyond the pipe, so we're better off using the pipe here. What was that whoop noise? That was spooky. That shivered me timbers, matey. Oh, I missed this umbrella. Swell. Well, that's gonna be hard to paint, because that's like behind some water. I'll give it points for being an interesting place to forget. I think it's up there, though. I don't think it's down here. I think we need to go up there. For these last few boys. I don't know where the style is. I'm kind of sad that I'm not getting styles, but on the other hand, this is a level you can complete really fast if you know what you're doing. Because don't forget, you don't actually have to do most of the missions. You can just skip them and go straight for the objectives. The gates and stuff. You still need the points, which you can get by doing missions and stuff. Like, missions are a good source of points. I'm not going to argue that part. But, there he is. Hey, we found the styles. At least my collectometers, my detectometers, If I ever do make a game, I will make a device called the detectometer that just detects things. It's a device that just detects things. It doesn't specify what it detects or how it detects it. And it's this dumb joke item that for the longest time you're like, hmm. But then at some point some guy's like, hey, that's a detectometer, right? Like, oh, that's what I've been looking for all my life. And you're like, what a fucking moron. And you just give it to him, and he turns it into like the perfect secret detector. And you're like, holy shit, this thing could do this all the time. He's like, well, technically not really. Like, the only reason it can do this is because, you know, it's a good base. Well, we got all of them. Hanging Gardens, 100% it. Except for time, but frick time. What is the detectometer? It detects things. I just like the idea of a device that's called the detectometer. It probably looks silly, too. I want it to look silly. By the way, pushing the control in any direction doesn't actually speed up this process, so... "25 minutes. Billboard Orama in Inky Canyon. Sure. Next time, hanging around, I guess.